Yeah, I think, well, ever since I was really young, tennis has kind of been in my family. Like my grandparents were playing and we always used to play. I've got 3 brothers and we always played together. And so, yeah, once I had my injury, I was 13 years old. And so I was playing a bit of tennis, but, I was playing a lot of sports. But so then when I was about 15, my physio, she kind of got me into wheelchair sports. And I tried a few different ones, but tennis was the one that kind of took to. I liked the game, and yeah.
Well, actually, I started playing when I was 10, like on my feet, and so I kind of learned all the grips and the swings and that kind of stuff. And then, like, I had a car accident when I was 16, and then it was 2 years after that that I discovered wheelchair tennis. And then I played that professionally from the age of, 20 was when I was pretty much full-time with it, until I was 35, which was 6 years ago. So I played it for 15 years, and so yeah, it's been, I mean, for me, pretty much a lifelong sport. I kind of really had a passion for it, and I tried basketball and tried track, after I was in the chair, and I never got a thrill out of it. But tennis, I really loved tennis, and so to me it just seemed like a natural, thing to get into, and yeah, it was something that I really enjoyed playing.
I think, well, obviously he was at the top of the game for a very long time, so he's definitely one of the hardest competitors, and his discipline, like in training, which I've kind of witnessed because he kind of was helping me out when I first started, and still now he's helping me out on the training court. So, and just to see the way like he was training all the time, and when we were away at tournaments, his discipline, going to bed early and eating the right things, and I think that definitely kept him at the top of his game. And I guess probably like all his strokes were really good, and his movement was one of the better players for movement in the world. So that definitely, yeah. Moving in the chair, like pushing around the court, being fast, changing directions, and yeah, so just getting to the ball a lot faster than a lot of the players. So that definitely, yeah, kept him ahead. So
Ben has a very strong serve, and he likes to attack with the forehand shot, and he's a very consistent player, and can hit the ball cross court as well as up the line, with the same consistency, which is a very good weapon to have, because for the opposition it's difficult to judge where he is hitting the ball, because he can hit up the line and cross court like with the same precision. So and I think that's today's game. Emphasis on offense, rather than defense, and so you find that throughout the years the game has a subtle shift, and I think that's today's player, is sitting up quite high in the chair, trying to play one bounce tennis and trying to be aggressive, and I think that's the style that that Ben is trying to play, and that's the the style that I think will ultimately that's what all the players are going for.
Just by being on the court for hours each day, doing your drills and just that consistent work, I think that's definitely building up your ability to go longer in the matches. So yeah. You can do the hand crank in the gym. It's just like a bike for your hands, so get that going to get the fitness, and yeah, so just a lot of on-court work with sprinting and putting weights on the chair and those sorts of things too.
Yeah, well, you do find that a lot of guys, they have spinal injuries, and they don't have a lot of abs that are that they can switch on, because they have limited feeling below a certain point, that you'll find that their balance is difficult, and so that makes it different, because they have to grab the wheel a lot for balance. Is where someone like me or Ben that don't have any issues with core strength or abs. We can do all that ab work and strengthen the lower back and that kind of stuff, that we can lean like a lot easier. So that definitely helps as well.
I think for me, like qualifying for the last 2 Paralympic Games were really big for me. I think, well, the last Games in Beijing I didn't have the best result, so I guess my goal now is to work on that and try and get that medal in London in 2 years' time. So that's one of my big goals now, as well as the Grand Slam events, the Australian, French, Wimbledon and US tournaments. They're kind of the ones that you want to perform your best at during the year.
Winning a gold medal in that stadium right there, that I don't really need to think about that. That was, to do that at home in Sydney, pretty much the only chance that I was going to get in 2000. That was the highlight. But like, it's funny because I think it was announced in '93, that Sydney was going to hold the Games, and so it was in the back of my mind, I think, for 7 years that I was going to get this chance, to do it, and it was something that was very driving and very motivating to try and chase that goal and chase that dream. And I think when I was able to do it, it just felt like such a weight off my shoulders, because at the time I was number 1 and kind of went into it as the favourite, and then it was kind of a bit of a mixture of ecstasy and relief, that I was able to do it. And so that was the highlight for me.